Okay. So the CLBPT, so Canadian Language Benchmark Placement Test. It has a big name, but it's not difficult as it sounds. So it's
Oh,
just what we can take from its name is it's just a language benchmark. So it's just checking whether we have the basic language skills to be in Canada, to speak English, to so it has four divisions. So any language, we have to be competent in four skills of a language. It is called LSRW. Can you guess what it is? What is LSRW?
I don't have idea.
Listening,
Listening, very good.
speaking,
Oh,
Speaking, yeah. L
reading,
reading.
reading and
writing.
writing. That's right. So the
Oh,
basically that's it. LSRW, listening, speaking, reading, writing. So we would be tested in these four areas, but it's very simple. So I'll tell you the pattern. So first, listening. For the listening exam or the test, it would take you around only 15 to 20 minutes, and it is one on one. Like like the examiner would be sitting here, and she or he, mostly it's over here it's a lady, so I would say she. In some centers, it could be anyone. So the examiner would be playing some audio clips, maybe I would say four or five audio clips, small audio clips, maybe about 30 seconds or 1 minute audio clips. And you would listen to those audio clips. And after the one clip is played, you will tell the examiner what you understood. So it could be a conversation. For example, John and Martha are speaking. Hey, John, how are you? Hey, Martha, it's been a long time. What are you doing now? Oh, I applied to the government and I got a new job last month. Oh, that's very interesting. Congratulations. And there could be, like a conversation. And at the end of the conversation, you would say, the conversation was between John and Martha. It appears to be they known each other for some time, and they are exchanging information, or they are just uh, chatting. Martha got a new job last month, and you would give the details of what you heard in the audio clip. And after that, she would play the next audio clip, and it goes like that. So the only thing is, all these exams, all these tests, whether it's listening, speaking, reading, or writing, it is kind of progressive in difficulty. So the first ones would be very easy. Second one would be easy. Third one would be average. Fourth one would be a little difficult. Fifth one would be a little hard. So the first one, so that is also good, so that like, okay, we get acquainted with, we get easy with the first task, second task, and then we focus more. So the only problem with listening is, I don't say it's a problem, but it's only played once.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So we have to focus
Yeah.
when it's played. We cannot, or we shouldn't think of anything else
Yes.
while, yeah, just listen and focus. And you are not allowed to take notes.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
But that's easy, because when you're taking notes, you're listening, you're seeing, you're writing. There are three agencies which is working at the same time, or three or more. But when you're not writing, if you're just listening, then you can focus a little more for details. So that's like that. So first clip, then you answer. Second audio clip, then you answer. It could be done in several ways. Sometimes it could be you would hear it in a headphone, sometimes through a speaker, sometimes it would be a wall speaker. But if there are only like maybe one student, she might just play from her um, hey, hey, come on. She might just play from her cell phone. So he knows, he has already written the exam. So yeah. So so it so that element is also there. We have to get acquainted with how, like, how the recorded speech sound. So we will have to hear some YouTube audio clips and like adjust our ears to that. So that's about listening. Okay. So LS, speaking. Speaking again is like 10 to 15 minutes. It's formal, but the examiners would make it really informal or casual. But it's not an informal session, but they would ask you, hey, what's your name and how are you doing? Do you like the weather? What do you think about the hometown or city? Tell me something about your hometown. um, some basic question. Tell me about yourself. So that question would be definitely there, so we can prepare for that question. So at least we have one answer for one question, and the examiner would start with that question. Tell me about yourself. So that's a definite question. So it's just chit chat to see whether you understand the questions, and second, whether you can express what you want to express, what you have in your mind in English. So listening, speaking is like that 15 minutes chit chat. LSR, reading and writing, both of them are 30 minutes, like half an hour sessions. For reading, it's like I don't know whether you have written some other English tests or comprehensions. You might be having a little more knowledge because you're fresh from college or like educational institutions. So reading is like you will read a comprehension passage, like you read some paragraph, a passage, maybe about Victoria. You will read something, and then there would be some questions based on what you read. The answers are all here, what you read, the passage. You don't have to search anywhere else. And also it would be multiple choice. So there would be a question, then there would be four options. You have to find an answer from what you read. So it's not just one passage. So one passage, four questions. Another passage, another four questions. Another passage, and three questions. So it could be like five or six passages. So it should be done a little quicker than what we normally do, because it's only 30 minutes and six passages. And also, it would increase in its toughness. So the first one will be very easy. It would be like any kids can do the exam. But the sixth one would be very difficult. So I normally recommend start from the sixth one and come backwards, so that when your mind is fresh, like you can start with the difficult one and progress to. So even though you don't have much time at the end, like they would give you the 5 minutes warning, and you have two more tasks to complete. It can be quick because it's easy, right? You can read it and okay, readily find the answer. But if you are on the sixth task with 5 minutes, you can't do that. So it's always good, but it's up to your own, preference. Some like to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Some can't go the back way or can't start in the middle. So that's reading. Then comes writing. Writing, anyway, there are two main questions. One is called the description question, description essay. It can't be called an essay because it's just you can answer it in one paragraph. So I would say one paragraph answer, which is a descriptive one. Descriptive means you give details. Could be something like describe a birthday party you recently attended. So you give a one paragraph, like half a page answer. It's half a page, A4 size page, normal print pages. The second one, or the last question, is an essay question, and that's important. And that's called an opinion essay, where you would be given two options, basically, or you have to comment on two options. So, for example, um, does Victoria, or do cities need more shopping malls or green parks. So you have to choose between green parks or shopping malls or green parks. So you can choose one and write why what are the advantages of that. But you cannot just like think that, oh, I chose this, but you should write about both. So for a quick overview, I would say, um, first, there would be an introduction paragraph. You have to write an introduction paragraph, which is basically you are explaining the question or paraphrasing the question. Paraphrasing the question means you are explaining the question, or I would say you are giving some general details, idea about the question, how it's related with people in general, not with you, but with people. So that's introduction. I will share more during the class. Then comes one body paragraph, which is very big. The one big body paragraph where you explain the one you chose. So what do you think? Do you like shopping malls or green parks? Which one?
For me here,
Yeah,
shopping mall.
shopping malls. So I'll just stick with shopping malls for some time. So you would say, I prefer Victoria having more shopping malls than green parks. And then you have to explain, like in 10, 12 sentences, why. The advantages of shopping malls, or why do you think shopping malls are important than. You don't have to compare, but you can say why shopping malls are important. And you have to at least give five points and explain five different points. So for example, I prefer shopping malls firstly because it has everything, and then explain what you meant. Secondly, shopping malls could be visited in any weather, whether it's rainy or snowy or sunny. It's always a good temperature inside shopping malls. And then you explain Victoria is a city where the weather gets, and you explain that point. Like that, firstly, you say a point, explain. Secondly, you say another point, explain. Thirdly, you say another point and explain. So introduction, then one big body paragraph about shopping malls, advantages, and next body paragraph is about parks, green parks. You have to say green parks are also very important to any city because explain the advantages of green parks. And finally, in conclusion paragraph, you would say, even though both has its own advantages, or both, shopping malls and green parks, I would personally prefer having more shopping malls in Victoria than having green parks, especially because you just say 2 points which you have already written and conclude. So basically, opinion essay is a bigger essay where you have to write two sides of a paper. So introduction, body paragraph, another body paragraph, conclusion. So that's basically the written test. But you might also have one question more for the written task, which is basically like you will see some pictures, and I think it is part of writing. I don't remember rightly, but it could be part of reading, but I think it is part of writing, where you see some pictures and you say, what do you see in the picture? For example, a lady would be working on a computer, and the question would be, what is the lady doing? She is going home, traveling in a bus, working in an office, at a movie theater, working at an office. So even kids can do that. So we don't deal with that. Those questions. Do you remember whether it was part of the reading or writing?
Reading.
It was part of reading. Okay, so writing only has two questions: the description paragraph and the essay. So that's good. So 30 minutes for that.